Welcome back, everyone, to Brooklyn Nets franchise here on NBA 2K25. In this episode, we're going to play our first game against the Atlanta Hawks. If you missed the first episode, we broke down the roster, kind of talking about what our plans for the future are, and we previewed the guards in the NBA draft. In the next episode, we're going to take a look at the wings. I haven't totally finished the draft class yet. We'll take a look at a lot of those guys in the next episode, and then eventually we'll look at the bigs. For this episode, I want to look at the Atlanta Hawks, of course, who are led by Trae Young. He's a phenomenal NBA player. Last year, averaged over 25 and 10. Obviously, the turnovers are high. The efficiency isn't great, but his three-point percentage is always money. He's a high-volume, high-production guy. And, you know, the team lacks a lot of talent aside from him. Obviously, you're expecting a big jump from Jalen Johnson this year. Clint Capella and Onyeka Okongwu are both great centers. Bogdan Bogdanovic is great. DeAndre Hunter is a good role player. You know, obviously, A.J. Griffin unexpectedly retires, but you have Zachary Reese-Shea, you have Dyson Daniels. You've got a lot of good pieces. It's definitely going to be a team that we're going to look at, compare ourselves to them to a degree, someone that we feel like we're rebuilding with. We are going to wear our statement jerseys on opening night, and I think I'm going to try and get them in a fun jersey too. Maybe it's just going to be the home whites. Ultimately, that is what we're going to go with here, but no more waiting or stalling. Let's just get right into the game. The presentation this year is definitely better than what I've seen in years past. I think the graphics are very engaging. Reminds me of those 2016, 2017, that kind of the middle of the 2010s when 2K was at, you know, its peak, in my opinion. We are obviously playing 12-minute quarters. Not sure if I ever mentioned that. Atlanta's been doing on the year. They're definitely looking to be a bottom feeder as Trae Young starts the game off hot. I look at Dennis Schroeder as a key veteran. One of his big roles this year is going to be leading the starting unit and getting guys going. Not great to miss that first layup here. And he pulls up. Mid-range won't go. Cam Thomas trying to get around Bogdanovic and draws the foul. Thomas shoots the free throw, and the first one eventually goes in. Second free throw for Thomas. Misses. Reese-Shea guarded by Schroeder, swings to Capella, swings to Johnson, who is looking for Bogdanovic. Puts up the three. That won't go. Good defense there by the Nets. And Schroeder is actually pushing in transition, gets all the way to the bucket for two. Atlanta moving it around again. Johnson looking for Reese-Shea. He's at the top of the key. Pick set for Bogdanovic, who lets it fly. Won't go again. Cam Thomas is going to clear out here. We're going to try and size up on Bogdanovic. Get inside, and that layup won't go. I want to attack the paint this year, and Cam Johnson, great contest there. One of my focuses for sure this season is going to be attacking the paint. I'm putting that three up. It does not go. Young, who drives on Schroeder, puts the layup up and in. We don't want to let Trae Young get hot now. We're going to go back out to Schroeder, put him in the pick and roll again, and wow, what a block by Clint Capella. Thomas gets open, and that's a three for Cam Thomas. Schroeder playing defense on Young. Young trying to get open. Gets open for three, but cannot execute. They try and find Cam Thomas, but Schroeder just doesn't pass the ball and walks out of bounds. Young now looking to score after getting the stop on Schroeder. Drives inside for Reese-Shea with the easy lay. Oh, nice move, but Capella was there. Just needed to move the ball one more, probably. Thomas. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's a crazy shot by him. And they're going to try and make him work defensively as he gives up the shot to Reese-Shea. Thomas around the Johnson screen. They leave him wide open, and Cam Johnson says, "I'll take that." We're really shooting the ball well. I'm glad that we let the time percentages happen. I definitely tested that out if you missed it in the last episode, real player percentage on jump shots versus user timing, and I kind of figured it would be better just to let me use it as Trae Young straps that three and answers. Thomas around the Claxton screen. He's going to try inside on Capella, and he gets stuffed again. He's got the mismatch here. Risa Shea trying to guard him, but Claxton slams it. Huge momentum boost there by Claxton, just bullying Bogdanovic inside. And yeah, open threes are not the strategy as Johnson straps it for a tie. Schroeder around the Johnson screen. Johnson wide open again. He makes it again. Cam Johnson with another three. A lot of offense in this game. Clint Capella passing to Johnston. Johnson inside and makes a tough basket. Jalen Johnson really taking over in this first quarter. He's got a mismatch. Trae Young. They find Cam Thomas in the corner wide open, and he cannot get the three to go. And is that a charge? Oh, what a defensive play by Schroeder, putting his body on the line and stopping the fast break. Trying to get open. Can't. Tries to put up a tough bucket, and it just does not go. Back to Young. Young resets at the top. He tries to put up a crazy three, and it does not go. Schroeder and Claxton now running the two-man game, and that's going to be too easy. Claxton goes up for the lob, courtesy of Dennis Schroeder. I mean, he throws it off the backboard to him. What a highlight. Clint Capella is going to handle here. Gets it over to Young, who swings it to Bogdanovic, puts up the three, and it's money. Interesting, though, that they're going to leave Bogey open for three, and he can't capitalize. He swings inside. Capella puts it up, and that's no good. Thomas around the Johnson screen. Interesting that Schroeder is going to be the one who's open, but he can't get the three to fall. Threes have stopped falling for the Nets. See if the Hawks can get one. Actually, it's tipped by Schroeder. Great play, and we're going to find Bogey, and the threes are back. This Nets team is scrappy, I'll tell you that. There's a lot of players that I like, and I don't want them to have to go as Capella gets inside and gets the layup. But like I said, if I can see players that contribute to winning basketball, we're going to throw that up, and Claxton slams it down again. We just paid Clax a lot of money in the offseason here, so it'll be pretty important to make sure that we get the most we can out of him while he's here. Trae Young swings it to Johnson after they rotate, and that's an open three again. Atlanta is scorching. First sets of subs check in here, and it is interesting. Cam, open corner, can't get it. Bogey on the break, gave him too much space, and he sinks the mid-range. Schroeder to Claxton. I mean, it's just unguardable. Claxton on his fourth lob of the game, really heating up. Daniels handles. They go inside to Okongwu, trying to size up Claxton. Bogey inside, drives on Thomas. That time, defense was solid. And Schroeder inside on Daniels and gets fouled. Schroeder at the line. The first is good. Schroeder's second shot is up and off. Trae Young now handling, driving on Schroeder, actually pulls up for three, and that one is off. Schroeder driving on Young, really insisting, and Schroeder eventually gets to the bucket. We're going to give it to Schroeder. He pump fakes on Young. He's going to have to drive, force it up, and it will not go. They swing it over to Trae Young. Young, lots of dribbles, puts up the three, and it's in, tying the game again. Trae Young is on a heater. He's just having one of those games. Schroeder around a new center screen. That's Clowney. Same result. We're going to have Clowney post up Daniels for sure. May not be the biggest mismatch you could get, but he was not strong enough to stay with him, although he blows the positioning. Hunter swings to Young. Corner three is off, and we're going to hoist that with Schroeder. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter, 30-28 the score. Ben Simmons now out there with the full bench unit. We're going to see what this bench is capable of, especially this pick and roll. I mean, oh my God! Noah Clowney skies for the lob and slams it down over Dyson Daniels. We're going to play fun basketball, I'll tell you that. We'll have some competitive, fun games. We're a scrappy team, and we're going to fight every game. Can't find anybody other than Clowney, who has to drive inside, but he gets it to go. Clowney saves that possession and extends the lead to 6. Trae Young handling the ball, going around a screen, puts up the 3. It's good. Nothing but net as Trae Young reigns in another. We're going to leave Ben Simmons open for another 3, but he's going to drive inside and finish for 2. Johnson now guarding Daniels. They swing to Young. Simmons guarding him. He's going to have to put up a hard shot. Young puts it up, and it's off. Trae Young just leaves the lane wide open, and Keon Johnson gets inside for the dunk. They rotate very well. Zaire Williams tries to go inside, but gets fouled by Okongwu. Williams at the line. The first is perfect. Money. Williams' second shot is money as well. Trying to make something happen inside. Goes up for a crazy layup, and he actually gets fouled on the play. I love that the YMCA is sponsoring Hawks basketball, as Nance is going to actually miss that one, and we're going to get it up ahead to Simmons, guarded by Trae Young. It's an interesting matchup, and Johnson finds himself open but can't capitalize on the three-pointer. Not done much in his debut as Ben Simmons clears it. Young isn't going to stop him. Actually, he's going to foul him and send him to the line instead. Not sure how Ben Simmons is as a free throw shooter, but yeah, as you would expect, not great. So probably a good decision by Trae Young there. And yeah, Ben Simmons is going to miss both at the line. Daniels finds Capella inside, and he puts it up over Ben Simmons for 2. Simmons around the Finney-Smith screen. They go inside for Finney-Smith, who puts up the layup. Risache now finds Young. Simmons takes it right from him, and we're going to get that up ahead, and Zaire Williams is going to slam that down. Simmons has been doing a great job neutralizing Trae Young, and as I say that, Trae Young dusts him for a midi. We're going to give it to Zaire, who's guarded by Trae Young. He's actually going to get right around him, get a nice shot up on the layup attempt, but it doesn't go. And they're pushing out in transition. They find Trae Young, who's going to get around Finney-Smith. Not really. He gets pushed back. He's dribbling again. And Finney-Smith just can't time it up for the block. Simmons and Clowney now. Simmons wide open lane. Gets the layup to go. Capella finding Hunter, who goes around the screen and puts up the midi. Going to have Clowney set a screen again. We eventually get around it. We find Clowney inside, and Capella plays great defense on that one. Simmons again around the screen, finds his way inside and gets another layup. Trae Young, ball gets swatted. Simmons has it, and he's going to take it all the way. There's the dunk. Ben Simmons on the break has been electric. And if I do say so myself, he's been doing great defensively on Trae Young. Trae's obviously gotten his points, but he's taking shots all the time. He's made a lot of difficult contested ones, and he's going to try and obviously shoot one here. But, wow, just a great play. Simmons obviously gets the hand in the cookie jar, but Trae fights it off and gets the bucket for an and one. Most of the starters are back in, including Dennis Schroeder, who cannot get that layup to go. Definitely a rough miss there. Bogdanovich looking, waiting for the Capella screen, goes around it, pulls up for the mid-range, can't get it to go. Going to give Cam Johnson an opportunity to cook here, and that's why he doesn't shoot the ball a lot, although we do get an open 3 to Keon Johnson, but he just doesn't get it to go. Yeah, bad play there. Actually, Claxton saves us, but it was not a great play, I'll tell you that. Wow, just throw it right away. Great turnover if that's what we were trying to do. Schroeder trying to slow Trae Young down on the break, but he's on a mission. Goes right to the bucket. We're going to call a timeout. We bring the starters all together. Thomas and Bogdanovic, the only ones not on the court already. This unit should be a little bit better equipped to handle the run as Claxton gets inside and one. Claxton's free throw is money. We're going to reset at the top with Cam Thomas. He waits for the Claxton screen. He's going to throw that one up, and Claxton goes and gets it. Gets him up to 13 points in the half. I said we were looking to maximize Nick Claxton in his role, and I'd say we're doing just that. We're going to have Bogdanovic guarding Hunter here, and Clowney. Capella gets blocked. I said Clowney. It was actually Claxton. And Cam Thomas is off flamethrower. Pull-up three is money, extending the Brooklyn lead to 13. Johnson inside on Johnson, and that layup is good. Not a good enough contest by Cam. Bogdanovic on the break. Drives on Schroeder and finishes on Cam Thomas's face. Pause. Schroeder, screen from Johnson. Johnson, shot again. Another three for Cam Johnson as it's just raining threes in Atlanta. Capella sees an opportunity and gets aggressive, gets his own board and dunks it down. It's now a 10-point game. It's a huge opportunity here to finish the quarter strong. Cam Thomas gets some space, and the jumper is no good. Bogey driving inside to Risache, back to Capella. Everybody goes to him. Finds Bogdanovic open for the mid-range, but it's off. We're going to slow it down and get blocked. Wow, what a great play by Capella. Should have dumped it down underneath. Cam Thomas trying to get a tough bucket off. Schroeder instead gets the grenade, drives inside, and gets absolutely packed. I mean, just incredible defense by Bogdanovic, who is taking it up the court. And 5, 4, 3, Bogdanovic lays it up, and it's good. They still have to go the full length of the court, so you never know. Cam Thomas puts it up at the horn, and it's off. At halftime, it's clear we are not doing a great job on Trae Young defensively. He's already up to 23 on the game. He does have 4 turnovers, 4 assists to go with it. We've done pretty good defense on everybody else. Nobody's really killing us, although Jalen Johnson has been the recipient of some rotation ball swinging threes. As for our side of the ball, Nick Claxton's doing great. Cam Johnson is doing good. Ben Simmons has been great off the bench. Dennis Schroeder could have stand to be a little more efficient. Same goes for Cam Thomas, but the Clint Capella impact inside is real. Starting the second half here, Schroeder's getting the screen from Cam Johnson. He's now got the switch with Trae Young on him. He's driving, actually gets the pass to Thomas, who's trying to work now on Bogdanovic. Passes out of the shot. We got to get a tough one up, and Schroeder's going to take the shot and just barely miss it. Thomas tries to flop. They get it to Young, back to Bogdanovic. Puts up an awkward layup, but it goes. And another screen. We're going to throw that up. And Claxton goes up and gets it. Another assist for Dennis Schroeder as he continues to be a lob threat. Wow, Young just dusts him there. And Claxton erases it. A great play by Trae Young, all for naught, as we find Cam Johnson in the corner for 3. Thomas with 4 assists, Schroeder with 8, both not shooting perfect, but they're doing a good job making plays, setting other guys up, and finding the open guy. That's really all we can do here. We're not trying to hog the ball. We're going to spread it as, that's going to be a rough scene for Nick Claxton. Capella just dominates there. Around another screen. He draws the attention. I mean, another off the backboard lob. I've never seen this animation, but Claxton's got 2 of them, and we're rolling into the second half. They get it to Young, who drives on Schroeder. Yeah, Schroeder's definitely been a bit of a cone on defense, which is not optimal. We got to try to make Trae Young work on that end. He read that pass perfectly, and that's almost a timeout-worthy play. And nobody can get around anybody, although he does find a sliver of space, but he just cannot get the three to go. Contested shots are real difficult in this game, and for good reason. Bogdanović turns around on the three. Wow, he knew that one was going in. The Cams are going in action here, and they leave Cam Johnson open again. What a game from Cam Johnson. He just cannot miss. Finds Young, guarded by Bogdanović. He goes around a screen. Risacher uses his size inside and gets the bucket. But what about another screen? They are going to leave him, but Schroeder decides he would rather try for the layup. It does not go well for the Nets as Bogdanović clears here. And he actually was wide open. He didn't want it because he wants the mismatch. Capella was guarded by Schroeder, and that is worthy of calling a timeout. We're going to get some of the bench unit in here. Finney-Smith, Clowney, and Simmons, who's going to be our point guard. Simmons is way too physical for Trae Young to handle, especially if we play him at the 1. So that's going to get us Cam Thomas open for 3, and he cashes in. Huge response, good lineup change on our part. Bogdanović is going to find his way inside, and Thomas fouls him. Yeah, he's going to make both of the free throws, which makes it a 4-point game. Definitely not what you want to see here, but we're going to get this with Simmons, throw it up for Clowney, and Clowney just does not get there. Bogdanović is trying to guard Risacher and actually succeeds. Thomas gets the screen from Finney-Smith, and Finney-Smith is wide open, but he just can't capitalize. Trae Young has the mismatch, guarded by Clowney, swings to Johnson, who tries to go inside and gets 2. Ben Simmons around the screen, fighting inside. He's physical, but he just cannot will it in. And now the Hawks are pushing the ball. Trae Young goes all the way in transition again, and it is now a tie game. Cam Thomas inside, forces up a shot, can't get it to go. Hawks are hot. Trae Young especially finds Johnson inside, and I want to call another timeout, but we've only got 3 left. Thomas at the top, guarded by Bogdanović. He drives inside and dunks it down. Game is tied again. Simmons guarding Young. Young straps a 3 right in his face. Can't give Trae Young that type of an opportunity. He just can't do it. Simmons cannot be stopped. He's a man on a mission, although puts him at the line. Not great the first time around. And yeah, this time is no different. Ben Simmons' release is not going to be easy to learn. We miss both free throws. Wow, what a great play there. Thomas secures it. Simmons is running ahead, and that's a wide open dunk as he cherry picks that on the break. No complaints here, though. We need points, and I'll take it as Bogdanović has to create some space in the mid-range, but the shot is falling tonight. Their rotations actually work out for him. Oh, that cannot be a charge. That cannot be a charge. I'm challenging that. There's no way. I have a bad reputation in this game of challenging calls. I think that's a block. Yeah, he's moving. I mean, his feet are moving. You can't step in front and tell me that that's a charge. I mean, all right. We all saw it. We all know. Sometimes the game decides. That's okay. Simmons guarding Daniels up top. Daniels looking for a Kongwu inside. Instead, they get it over to Risacher, who's not on target. We're going to push up ahead with Simmons, and that won't go. Dyson Daniels playing good defense. Risacher again with another opportunity, finds a Kongwu inside for the slam. Thomas around another screen inside and dunks it home. Bogdanović around the screen. That 3 is not good, but a Kongwu hustles and grabs the board. Atlanta's going to get a second opportunity. Bogdanović smartly does not chuck this time, He does need to get a shot up, though. He's going to have to chuck something crazy. The mid-range is good. Thomas around another screen. He's going to throw up a lob to Dorian Finney-Smith, who cannot get it to go. And we're going to leave that lane seemingly wide open, and it is. They cash in on the layup in transition. Simmons around the Finney-Smith screen. The difference is Clowney can hit those. He actually can. He doesn't there, but I know he's got the potential to. We're going to feed him some looks here and there. Risache now gets it to Daniels, who pulls the trigger on the three, and he straps it. We're going to slub Schroeder back in. The minutes are a little interesting right now, but we've got Watford out there now, and we're going to try and throw that up. Just doesn't go our way. He's not doing much with the space. Schroeder's fighting back on him, and yeah, we're going to give up a wide open mid-range to Bogdanovich. Keon Johnson got the Watford lob up there and down. Daniels drives on Clowney, gets the foul. Undisciplined play here to end the quarter. Really just summing up a horrible third quarter, as Daniels' first free throw is up and good, and the second actually misses. Johnson inside. Can't get the layup to go. Oh, that is just brutal. And Hunter is going to have to shoot it, and it's off. We're going to go into the fourth down 11. Clowney guarding Trae Young. Definitely a mismatch here, and Young makes him pay. Sticks the three. I don't even want to know what that puts him up to. And Clowney gets open for a midi, which he absolutely splashes. Oh, wow. Can't leave Trae Young wide open. Don't know why that happened, but yeah, Trae Young has ended this game pretty much. We'll keep up our, keep our head up, try stuff, but yeah, I'm not expecting much, as we do get a nice lob to Clowney. Okay, I don't know what is going on, but why is Clowney consistently guarding Trae Young? This is insane, and oh my God, it's on Watford. I thought that we had a pretty clean block there, but yeah, Watford apparently makes a mistake, and Trae Young is now going to be shooting free throws because of it. Those free throws make it a 15-point game, just not what you want to see at this point. And yeah, that's just not going to be up. You need to green the threes. You just have to green them, and we're not doing that. Neither are they. Other than Trae Young, obviously. Let's see if Bogdanovich can get by Trae Young. I mean, our own player is in the way, but Trendon Watford, I mean, he's just so sweet. Look at that stroke. Cuts the lead to 12. If we're going to make a run, we got to make it soon. Clowney's still guarding Trae Young for whatever reason. And, yeah, Trae Young is going to put that up and in. Ah, Daniels read that well. And he's going to drive inside, gets the layup, and one. Yeah, the Atlanta Hawks are just putting feet on the pedal right now. And that free throw extends the lead to 17. Johnson around the Wofford screen. He gets Okongwu to jump and misses the pass. Wofford gets the easy slam. What is going on? Does Trae Young just have like a takeover that puts him on an eternal mismatch? Because this is insane. Like, why is this the preference? At least that time we get a stop, but I'm so sick of it. And Johnson pulls up for the midi, unfortunately. Thought it would be a three. And that's a charge. Yep, great defense. Bogdanovich puts his life, honestly, on the line. Let's be for real. He's an old man, and we have some life. Watford's probably going to be done with his minutes for the game after this, so we'll leave Trae Young there on an island. And Wofford comes in and just gives us a quick 9. Awesome bench production from him. Hunter gets to Nance. We got to see him. Trae Young, another 3. I mean, he's unguardable today. He's really just taken over. And, yeah, that's another lob up to Claxton from Schroeder. Schroeder's just been finding everybody today. He's not shot or scored the ball very well, but his playmaking in general has just been elite. And for that, I mean, that's all you can ask for. What you can ask for as well is for those to miss. You're not going to get it too often, so when you do get it, you got to be pretty thankful. Realistically, Schroeder is too quick here. I mean, he plays that angle perfectly. Much needed points inside, cuts the lead down to 12. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the defensive substitutions here. I might have accidentally touched something, but Trae Young is cooking. And even though he misses that, they clean up on the offensive glass because our center automatically goes to guard their point guard. Go to the bread and butter. This time we're going to get Cam Johnson, and he's got another corner three. Cam Johnson just cannot miss. I mean, he's definitely someone we're going to look at as a potential trade target for some contender, try and get some picks. So for him to be playing this well, really showing how valuable he is to this roster. And yeah, we're going to put him in the action again here. They go to try and stop him. They leave him open again, and this time he shows that he's human. Unfortunately, does miss that shot, but Claxton gets an offensive board, but then sits in the paint, and it's a turnover. We're going to sub in these guys for a minute here, Simmons and Milton, just to get Schroeder and Bogdanovic some rest. Speaking of Bogdanovic, he finds Hunter wide open for another three. The lead is now up to 14. The defensive rotations Atlanta's running right now are so crisp. Like, oh my God, that can't be a charge. That just cannot be a charge. He's running sideways. I'm driving. That cannot be a charge. I mean, seriously, dude, we're down 14. You think I need the computer to have any more help? Yeah, there we go. Cam Johnson gets to the line. Good hustle play by him. Gets him up in the air and takes advantage. First free throw for Johnson is up and good. And that is going to be a perfect release, which puts Johnson up to 20 points. I believe the first guy on the team this season to have 20. Bogdanovic has an open three that he passes up. He goes around this screen and goes right inside. I mean, turns that right over. Yeah, Schroeder open for three. Can't get it to go, but look who's on the glass. Claxton quickly takes the leading scorer title back. Gets up to 21. 10-point game, 4:45 to go. Anything can happen. You just got to string some stops together. Risa Shea open on Thomas. I mean, he's going to drive all day on that, and he gets another layup. The goal is definitely to cause some tough buckets. Yeah, that's a rough one. We're going to maintain possession as Capella swats it. We're going to have Schroeder and Johnson running the pick and roll here. Can Schroeder be stopped? Not by Young. He can't. Gets up to 9 points and cuts the lead back to 10. Young feeling it. Oh my God. He's disgusting. I mean, when he's in that zone, there's not much you can do. I mean, every time we step up on him, he drives right by us. And every time that we don't do that, I mean, he kills us. Cam Johnson's still hot, and he answers with a three. We're not going away quietly, I'll tell you that. This is going to be a close game down to the end. We got to get the ball out of Trae Young's hands. They get it to Jalen Johnson. They get it over to Risa Shea. We're not playing good defense, but Risa Shea does not make us pay. We're going to set something up that's a little bit more efficient here. Cam Thomas, open. I can't green it. Oh, I thought I had that one for sure. We're going to try and stop him here. Bogdanovic goes up over Claxton. That's no good. Corner ball. Thomas around that. Slips underneath. Wow. Capella just plays great defense all over that. We're going to play off him. He hasn't been great as a three-point shooter, but inside he's been magical. Yeah, Capella is not going to be able to be guarded by Cam Johnson, however. We're going to have Cam Thomas dribble this one out. He's trying to get the tough bucket. He puts it up. It's no good. Tries to bank that. And he's not back on defense, I'll tell you that. So, unfortunately, it's going to lead to a slam in transition. And likely that will do it. Schroeder, screen from Johnson. Trying to get inside on Young. Can't do it. Jump shot has to be respected. And Johnson gets inside. Puts him up to 25 on the game. Yeah, Risa Shea open three. It actually does not go down, but we can't rebound. Capella takes the second chance, gets it back out. Bogdanovic misses again. Interesting. Thomas drives on the break and puts it back down to 10. Guarding Young around the screen, finds Capella inside, and he dunks it home. Thomas around the Claxton screen, throws it up. Claxton goes up and gets it, puts him up to 23 and 16 on the game, having a monster season debut. But unfortunately, it just looks like it's not going to be enough. Oh man, Trae Young wide open. That's going to be in, and that's definitely it. 13-point game, and we fought hard, but ultimately just not enough. We're trying to find him. Bogey, corner, no good, but we are just all over the boards tonight. The entire Hawks team is friggin' on fire as Schroeder can't get that layup to go, and that will likely do it. 128-115 the final. It was a hard-fought game. A lot of players had a lot of good shots in this one, but the defense just could not handle the firepower from Atlanta, and thus we end up losing a double-digit game on the road to start the year. Player of the game is obviously going to be Trae Young. I mean, he went off, giving it to us inside, giving it to us outside, even some midi pull-ups. He didn't really have a ton of free throws, and I felt like he was pretty efficient, especially for his standards. I mean, he had a hell of a game. Props to him. Oh, yeah, no, totally a 50 burger for Trae Young, and he had 4 turnovers at the half, so that means he had no turnovers in the second half. Played a amazing game, and followed by guys like Bogdanovic. Jalen Johnson on 7 shots played very, very well. Clint Capella, 6 blocks inside, played a great role. Everybody else, as you can see, was kept pretty well in check. Risa Shea didn't get to go off, and neither did Hunter. As for us, clearly led by Cam Johnson, 7 threes. I'm sure that'll be something they'll try and look to stop in the near future, but the pick and pop game with him has been awesome. Cam Thomas didn't have a super efficient one, but I liked what we saw out of him as a playmaker. Nick Claxton did Nick Claxton things. Great stuff. 2 blocks inside, 17 rebounds, 23 points. I mean, that's what we want out of him. I liked what I saw out of Simmons coming off the bench. Schroeder did not shoot the ball well at all, but 15 assists and 2 turnovers is definitely what we want from him. He has got guys like Watford, the ball. Noah Clowney did very well as well, if I did not mention him already. We shot 31 threes. We made 12 of them. I mean, that's really what you want to expect to see out of an NBA team. Putting up 115, I feel pretty good about our score offensively in 12-minute quarters. Obviously, the defense is what needs to be better, specifically not letting your opponent go for 50. We did have 35 assists as a team, 37 bench points. I mean, we got out on the break. We got points in the paint. The turnovers weren't that big of a deal. At the end of the day, I mean, they just made more threes, more twos. Overall, just played a better game than we did. So that is unfortunate. Definitely a rough loss. I haven't decided which game we're going to play next. But it possibly could be a game against the Celtics, could be, the Pistons. That's going to do it for this episode. It was a fun first game. I really did enjoy it. In the next episode, we'll play one of these games in November. The way that I kind of want to do it is play a game each month and kind of just look episode-wise month to month. That way the season doesn't take too long, but we still, get a good amount of games in with the players. I'm looking forward to this series, so hopefully this is something that you guys like as well. But I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.